Welcome to the stories on Echoes of Revenge. Step into a world where love turns dangerous, revenge feels inevitable, and every story drags you deeper into the shadows of desire, betrayal, and the human heart. Let's begin today's story. I was sitting in my downtown office when my phone lit up with an unknown number. The voice on the other end was professional, cautious. "Ms. Rivera? This is Patricia Chen from Coastal Federal Bank. I'm calling regarding a loan application that lists a property at 4427 Shoreline Drive as collateral. Our records show you as the sole owner. Are you aware your parents are attempting to secure a $400,000 line of credit using this property?" My coffee went cold in my hand. "What? Your parents submitted an application 3 days ago. They claimed joint ownership with rights to leverage the property. Our title search shows otherwise. I need to verify. Did you authorize this?" "No. Absolutely not. That condo is mine. I bought it 5 years ago with my own money." Patricia's pause told me everything. "I see. Ms. Rivera, I'm going to need you to come in. And you might want to bring documentation." The condo had been my dream. A 2-bedroom unit 3 blocks from the ocean, purchased when I was 28 with savings from my software engineering salary and a signing bonus from my new position. I'd never told my parents the exact price, $340,000, because I knew what would happen. They'd ask to borrow against it. They'd promise to pay me back. They'd call it family helping family. So I kept it vague. Got a place at the beach. Small. Affordable. For 5 years it worked. I spent weekends there, rented it on Airbnb when I traveled, built my own quiet sanctuary 3 hours from my parents' constant financial chaos. Then Mom saw a boat. Not just any boat. A 42-foot cabin cruiser docked at the marina near my condo. She'd mentioned it casually 6 months ago. "Your father and I are finally going to enjoy retirement properly." I should have paid attention to that word. Finally. Like they'd been denied something. Like their 3 failed businesses and 4 refinanced mortgages were someone else's fault. At Coastal Federal Bank, Patricia Chen spread documents across the conference table. The loan application was thorough. Convincing. Under collateral assets, my parents had listed the Shoreline Drive property with an estimated value of $580,000. Current market value was accurate. Beachfront had appreciated significantly. Under ownership status, they'd checked joint family property, multiple deed holders. "They provided this," Patricia said, sliding over a photocopy. "A deed. With my signature. Except it wasn't my signature. Close. Very close. But the R in Rivera had a loop I never made. The date was wrong. They'd listed the purchase as 2015, not 2018. "This is forged," I said quietly. Patricia nodded. Our title search revealed the authentic deed. Sole owner, Elena Rivera. Purchase date, March 2018. No co-signers. No joint ownership. Clean title. She pulled out another document. This is where it gets worse. The loan approval was already processed. Not finalized but processed. My parents had been scheduled to close in 4 days. The $400,000 would have been wired to their account. They'd already made the down payment on the boat, $85,000, according to the marina contract Patricia had somehow obtained. "How did you even get this?" I asked, pointing to the boat contract. "Your mother attached it. As proof of intended use. She told our officer the boat would be docked at the family property for easy access." Made the whole thing sound legitimate. Actually laughed. Sharp bitter. "The family property I bought myself. That they visited maybe 6 times. Where they complained about the fold-out couch and asked why I didn't get something bigger." Patricia's expression softened. "I've seen this before. Family financial abuse. It's more common than people think." She pushed a business card across the table. "This is our fraud investigation team. They're already involved. But you'll also need this." Another card. "A criminal defense attorney. For them, not you. What they've done is loan fraud, forgery, and potentially identity theft. The thing about betrayal is how it recalculates your past. Every conversation replayed with new context. 6 months ago, we're thinking about retirement plans. We should talk about assets. Translation, we're planning to steal from you. We need intel. For months ago, You should really get your estate planning done. What if something happened? Translation. We need to know if there are any legal obstacles to claiming your property. 2 months ago, your father and I are finally going to enjoy life. We've worked so hard. Translation. We've found something we want and we're taking what's yours to get it. I'd spent 5 years building something for myself. 5 years of careful budgeting, strategic career moves, sacrificed vacations to make extra mortgage payments. I'd wake up early on Saturdays to clean the condo between Airbnb guests. I'd researched property management companies, compared insurance rates, learned landlord-tenant law. And they tried to take it with a forged signature and a story about family. The ghost ledger started writing itself in my head that night. Not the money, though $400,000 in fraudulent debt would have destroyed me financially. But the other cost. The invisible ones. Every time I downplayed my success because their businesses failed. Cost. My right to celebrate my achievements. Every time I'd felt guilty about my stability while they struggled. Cost. Peace of mind I'd earned. Every time they'd called me lucky instead of hardworking. Cost. Recognition of years of effort. Every visit where they'd criticized my small condo. Cost. Joy in my own space. Every conversation where they'd hinted I should help family more. Cost. Safety in saying no. The ghost ledger itemized what couldn't be repaid. Self-worth. Boundaries. Trust. The ability to share good news without fear it would become a target. I met with the fraud investigation team. Brought every document. The original deed. 5 years of mortgage statements. Proof of down payment from my personal account. Bank records showing every Airbnb deposit, every insurance payment, every dollar I'd put into that property. The investigator, Marcus Webb, reviewed everything methodically. This is comprehensive, he said. Your parents will have a difficult time claiming confusion or honest mistake. What happens now? We file a formal fraud report with the police. The bank pursues criminal charges for loan fraud and forgery. The district attorney decides whether to prosecute identity theft. He looked up. This will fracture your family. They fractured it when they forged my signature. The procedure unfolded like clockwork. Each step another microclimax of justice. First, police report filed. Detective assigned. Case number issued. Second, bank formally withdraws loan approval. My parents receive notification. Boat deal collapses. They lose their $85,000 deposit, non-refundable. Third, detective interviews my parents. They claim misunderstanding. Detective presents forged deed. They claim I must have forgotten signing it. Detective presents my original deed, dated 3 years later. They go quiet. Fourth, Marina files civil suit for the lost deposit. Boat buyer was lined up behind my parents. Sale fell through. Marina claims damages. Fifth, detective discovers this wasn't their first attempt. 2 years ago, they tried to refinance their house by falsely claiming I lived there and contributed to the mortgage. That application was denied for unrelated reasons. But the pattern was documented. Sixth, district attorney files charges. 3 counts. Loan fraud, forgery, attempted identity theft. Seventh, my parents hire an attorney. Cost $15,000 retainer. They have to liquidate their retirement account. Eighth, preliminary hearing. Judge reviews evidence. Finds probable cause. Sets trial date. At the hearing I sat in the back. Watched them. Mom wore a navy suit she'd probably bought for this. Dad kept clearing his throat. Their attorney presented their defense. A family misunderstanding about jointly held assets due to poor communication. The prosecutor presented my deed. My bank records. The forged signature analysis from a forensic document examiner. The previous refinancing attempt. The judge's voice was flat, bored almost. Like this was the third fraud case she'd seen that week. The evidence shows deliberate intent to deceive a financial institution using forged documents. This wasn't a miscommunication. This was fraud. Proceed to trial. Mom looked back at me. Our eyes met. She looked away first. 9 months later the trial ended. Guilty on 2 counts, loan fraud and forgery. The identity theft charge was dropped as part of a plea agreement. Sentencing, 2 years probation, $50,000 in restitution to Coastal Federal Bank for investigation costs, 200 hours community service, and permanent prohibition from using my name or information on any financial documents. The Marina's civil suit added another $85,000 judgment. My parents had to sell their house. They moved into a rental apartment. Got part-time jobs to cover the restitution payments. I didn't attend the sentencing. Didn't need to. The system had worked exactly as it should. 6 months after sentencing, I got a letter. From Mom. 4 pages. Handwritten. It apologized. It explained their desperation. It asked for understanding and eventual forgiveness, and a path forward as a family. I read it once. Then I put it in a file labeled, Evidence of Attempts to Re-establish Contact. My attorney advised keeping everything. I didn't respond. Last month I refinanced the beach condo. Got a better rate. Saved $200 a month. The paperwork was simple, clean, mine. I spend most weekends there now. Last Saturday I watched the sunrise from my balcony with coffee and silence. Pure, uncomplicated silence. No one asking for money. No one suggesting the property is really for everyone. No one calculating what they could take. The ocean doesn't care about family politics. It doesn't redistribute the tide because someone feels entitled to your beach access. It just is. Constant, indifferent, clean. They wanted a boat to sail into their retirement dreams. Instead, they sank the only thing keeping them afloat, their relationship with the daughter who'd actually built something. I don't feel guilty. I feel free. The condo is mine. The title is mine. The success is mine. And the people who tried to steal it are exactly where they put themselves. Sometimes justice is complicated. Sometimes it's just a title search and the truth.